Hi everyone, my name is Maya Agan and I'm currently an intern at Parkview United Methodist Church, and I wanted to go over an amazing 4-week course that we'll be doing about The Color Purple by Alice Walker and Womanist Theology. Now you may ask, Maya, what is womanist theology? So first we must look at the word womanism. So womanism was actually coined by the author of The Color Purple, Alice Walker. And womanism stands for being womanish or a little bit grown, in like a slang colloquial term inside of the African American community. But womanism in itself is basically the representation, information, and just joy of being a black woman inside of kind of a feminist ideology overall. Now, how that is added into theology in itself is a wonderful exploration that we'll be showing in our next video. Now, womanist theology is a wonderful thing to approach, especially for allies as well as black women inside of society. And the reason why is because it has such a large spectrum of what it means to be a womanist theologian, and that each person can be a womanist theologian. So when we're talking about representation, the idea behind it is based off of black theology, but is defined inside of the idea of what it means to be black woman, specifically inside the United States of America. With that being said, it has been interpreted and received in both positive and negative by the black community and surrounding communities in general. The main focus of this course is to have the opportunity to examine what does that womanist theology look like for you, and how can you take that outside into the rest of the world. So in this 4-week course, we're going to be going over some of my 3 favorite characters from The Color Purple, and each one of them represent a part of womanist theology and a stereotype within the black community. So when we're looking at the main character, Celie, we're going to be looking at what Alice Walker calls the mule representation of womanism, which is basically that black women are mules in society, and that can be showcased inside of Celie's life story. We're also going to be looking at Shug Avery, who's also known as a notorious Jezebel, and her stereotype inside of this, as well as Sophia, who is the classic strong black woman trope. And in this, over the next 4 weeks, we will be breaking down these 3 characters to see not only historically where these tropes are coming from, but how can women's theology expand our horizons, break down those walls, and really see Celie, Shug, and Sophia as the women that they are. One of the key focuses for the next 4 weeks will also be looking at the dynamics of colorism inside the black community at large, and especially when applied to womanist theology. And we see this on the most when we look at the juxtaposition between Celie, Shug Avery, and Sophia. Celie being a dark-skinned woman, Shug Avery being a little bit of a medium tone, as well as also Sophia. And with that, what does that look like, and how are their lives affected by their color? It's an issue that I want to discuss, being a light-skinned black female, and address my own privilege, as well as work with all different shades inside of the black women's community to really just open that door and have that difficult conversation. I am just so excited to start this course with all of you. I think it's going to be an amazing experience, and what I really want to connect with every single person is that even though The Color Purple was written years ago, that all of the characters and all of the people still matter today inside of black womanhood, what that looks like, and as well break into those issues of how to be an ally towards black women and for black women in this new day and age, and how we apply it each theologically, through womanism, through feminism, and all the dynamics, so that each individual can find their own way of doing theological work in the rest of the world. Thank you.